Broadcast with Amanda, Shandy, and Colleen. My name is Colleen.
My name is Amanda.
And I'm Shandy.
Welcome to the show, everybody. This is episode 8.5, number 365. We have now come full circle.
Oh my gosh. Didn't we want to do something like big when we hit a year's worth of...
and then I forgot.
Womp womp.
But it's still cool. And we have
it is
come
so
full
cool.
Circle. You know, we started this podcast when a woman was about to be nominated
that's
for
right.
president, and now here we are, 365
episodes later.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Let's hope this one goes differently.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah, here's hoping.
Yeah, here's hoping. Let's hopefully we got
same
this
freaking opponent. The more things change, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But the more things change, the more they don't. Also, this means that if you wanted to catch up on the broadcast, you could listen to one episode a day and it would take you a full year. So that's pretty cool.
Oh my gosh.
And that's not even counting broad topics.
Seriously. All right. So anyone out there, if you're accepting the challenge, please let us know.
Yeah.
This could be a
broadcast a day.
And also a whole new segment. You would have to write in and update us on your journey. Yes. I think this would be something we could all get behind.
I apologize in advance.
I apologize.
The early days were different.
We were all very different then. We've all been worn and wearied and shaped by the last 8 years.
It's been a real journey. It's been a really journey of discovery for somebody.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so here we are. I think I sent you guys the clip from the rally today. I don't know if Amanda, did you get a chance to watch it?
Nope. I didn't even know where my phone. I didn't even know where my phone was until like a half an hour ago, and I was like 11 text messages, all from you guys, which was great.
Nice
I loved. But all that to say is I'm very behind. All I know is that there is a VP pick. I know it's your boy, but I know nothing.
Yes! Oh man, so excited.
I'm very happy for you and for us.
Yes. And for America, I think. It seems like this is a great thing for everybody.
Yes. My brother texted this morning also because he lives in the great state of Minnesota. He's pretty jazzed too.
Yes.
Well, there you go. That's good. That's good feedback.
Oh man, yes. The best was, I don't know if I still have it up somewhere. The Republicans have been trying to own him all day, and they just continue to own themselves. I swear to God,
much as they have with all of their Kamala lands, they just aren't.
Yes,
nothing's sticking, and they're losing their damn minds about it. I love it.
But I believe that they took a clip of him, and it was one man's socialism is another man's neighborliness.
Ooh.
Like that was supposed to be an insult.
Oh,
I mean, how though?
I see what you mean about cell phone.
I saw.
Wow.
It was RNC research account. Oh my God!
And by sticking it to the libs, you mean just like doing our job for us?
Oh yes, exactly. That exactly.
Thanks, guy.
Yeah. Don't hate this. Hold on, where is it? Oh my God, it's so funny. Whatever. So yes, Tim Walz, vice president nominee, super stoked. Holler.
Waltzing to the polls, as a friend of mine
love it.
Yes.
Wrote today on the gram, and I love that.
Love it.
They need to get dudes on board with getting shirts or something that says "ballz for the walls."
That's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
Balls to the walls? Is that
balls for the walls?
For the walls.
Yeah, get it?
Yeah.
Yes,
I do. But isn't the expression you can go
balls to the wall?
To the wall.
No.
Oh man. All right. I you know what? They do so much, and if you look down, all of this is so ridiculous. But yes, they have been so much just self-owning. They are cutting the ads for us. JD Vance did a rally this morning, and it was supposed to say Kamala Chaos, but the chaos was too low, so it just looked like he was doing.
Oh my God, I love it.
Can't even hang a sign right.
Here it is. Here it is. See it?
Oh my God, it does. That's so good. So good. Kamala. Oh my God. Yeah, it looks like he's speaking at a Kamala rally.
Yeah, basically.
That's lovely.
Oh
Even the Republican VP is for Kamala.
Yep.
Even the Republican VP, if he could get off the couch. Okay, that's what he said. One man's socialism is just another man's neighborliness. And the Republicans thought that was bad.
Wow, sweet burn.
Wow. Really got me.
And there's really no way you can spin that, because I was thinking, even if you turn the phrase around and start with one man's neighborliness is another man's, neither way works, like in the way they're intending to.
No.
Exactly.
It's just no good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love when, I don't know what in particular that was in reference to, but I remember seeing a thing where Walz was just talking about how, like, he will never apologize for kids having, like, being fed at school. And it's like,
Nor should you. That's wonderful.
Nor should you.
Nor should you.
Yes. As a free breakfast and lunch kid, I appreciate you.
Yeah. So they had their rally tonight, and he had a great speech, a lot of sound bites, including the one where he's like, I can't wait to debate JD Vance if he can get off the couch.
That was so fucking okay, just let me say, we talked about this last week too, and we all know that it was not true, and then God knows who, how, and what. But I just kind of really love it that we're all still leaning into the joke. It's just really funny.
I mean, why not?
Exactly. I'm not usually for spreading, fake news and lies, but this is just too funny.
I mean, it's not fake news. It's a joke.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a
exactly.
joke.
It's a joke.
And we are, we're the party that's better at the jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then his other joke was, well, he had a bunch, but it was crime was up during Donald Trump, and that's not even counting the crimes that he did.
That was so funny. Also, his delivery on that was just like,
I know.
Nicely done, dude.
So Kamala announced at the start of the rally tonight that she now is officially the Democratic nominee for president. And I started crying because I just thought, like, it's like, oh my God, we were here 8 years ago. And we thought that, remember I told Zach the night before, like, or on election morning, I was like, Zachary, when you wake up tomorrow, we're going to have our first female president. And then that didn't happen. So, like, I got hit with so many emotions where I was like, oh my God, like, this is a lot. Like, we're here again. Let's go.
We're here again, but hopefully under like
much better circumstances,
different and better circumstances. And the excitement is here.
Yes. So what the right has been trying to do, and they haven't fully gotten to, I think their biggest thing they can attack him for was the Black Lives Matter stuff and like the George Floyd riots and that stuff, but they really haven't seemed to have gotten there yet. I've seen a bit about how they're saying that he's making it legal to mutilate children for gender changes and blah 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 blah. But the big thing that was trending today was Tampon Tim, because he made it possible for free feminine products in school bathrooms.
I just love this guy.
And again, show me the bad part.
Right?
Show me the negative.
I mean, and like there's that article at NPR that I read today about the polls, which I sent to you guys. If you feel like just some good news, because usually, but I read that article and it just made me feel better. And obviously, it's not saying that we're going to win, but it was like, okay, things are shifting. And one of the big takeaways from that was like, there's a huge gender gap. There was a gender gap before, but it's like pretty big. And white women are coming out. This is, yes, which was kind of, the call out before. So was very happy to see that. And obviously, many other groups, but, women in general are usually pro making
and he's
tampons free in schools. So, again, with that line of attack, who are you trying to?
He's very pro IVF. His family, they took them 7 years to get pregnant through IVF. His daughter's name is Hope because she was their hope.
I did,
which also kind of made me cry. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Somebody on Twitter said this morning, they were like, I've never been so happy to see an old white man get a promotion. Like Black Twitter was very ecstatic by this choice.
Yes.
So all of Twitter was very ecstatic. I just was like, oh my God, I had chills because everyone's happy. If this is what hope feels like.
I know. Yeah. It's like part of me is just like still waiting for the other shoe to drop. It's like the PTSD is like creeping in.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
We can never, but we can at least breathe a little easier with the way that things are going now. But even going back to the summer of 2020, like what I was reading too is that he did call in the National Guard.
Yes.
When like all of the protests were happening. So it's hard for them to be like, oh, he's like soft on whatever. He did call in the National Guard. And then apparently he also called on like a special prosecutor or whatever to deal with the whole, I always forget how to say his name, because in French it's like Chauvin. It's the police officer who killed George Floyd.
Oh, yeah, gosh.
He has a very like French-looking last name. Chauvin is probably how it's...
Chauvin.
Anyway.
Chauvin.
I don't... Yeah.
Chauvin.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was reading online that like part of the reason that he is likely, was actually prosecuted and found guilty and everything is because of the way that Tim Walz handled that situation. So honestly, it kind of seems like he did a pretty good job all around.
Right. It was a tough time, and it was tough for the people in charge. Like, how do you handle this? Because
and I'm sure there's without like remembering or even knowing like all of the small details of everything that was happening in the Twin Cities at that point in time and how everything was handled. It's just like big picture. It's like the Republicans can't say that he's some, San Francisco liberal because he literally did call in the National Guard. Also, he's not from San Francisco, but
no, he went to San Francisco for the first time ever, like recently. And I think JD Vance called him like a San Francisco wannabe.
And I was like, dude's from the Midwest. What the
yeah, but they were like, dude, didn't you work for a venture capitalist firm in San Francisco for several years? Like
Silicon Valley. Now where is that located on now?
Yeah, moron. Anyway, it's been a weird day of like because I want to be cautiously optimistic, but also I want to be like, yes.
But it's like important to take the wins when we can and be happy and energized to get us.
Yes, I mean,
both of those things are valid and need to coexist because it's like, we can't be too excited because there's a lot of work that needs to be done. Like we have to be a little fearful because that's what ignites the work.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, just real quick, what was I going to say about Tim Walz? I was just going to say something about Tim Walz, and now I've
you have his
former teacher.
Yeah, you have his picture up with the social studies.
Which
I had it in my head. He was I had it in my head. He
Amazing.
was geography teacher. Well, I mean, I guess social studies and geography are of a similar discipline.
Yeah. Somebody was like, he needs to get on Zoom and do a national civics lesson for everyone.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was, so for any of your family members that might be whatever on willing, receptive, he was voted when he was in Congress, because he was in the House of Representatives. He was voted the 7th most bipartisan. So he was in like the top 10 reputation as being a bipartisan member of the House. He was very well liked. I think he won some like shooting competition too.
Unlike our Olympics team.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember him talking about that in an interview.
Yeah.
How he went shooting with all the Republicans and they like couldn't,
Yep. And then
figure their way around a firearm, even though they're like the party of gun crazies.
Of guns, right. Yes.
The party of guns.
Yeah. So he won some like shooting competition with the Republicans. He was on the Veterans Affairs Committee, and Connor Lamb, who is a famously moderate conservative Democrat from, I believe, Pennsylvania, gave a soundbite today where he was like, when he got placed on the committee, Walz was like, "You are gonna love debating with these guys. They don't know what to do with guys like us," meaning like Democrats that like also aren't, that are more like moderate with the guns. So as we talked about last week, his big thing was he was more moderate, and then after the school shooting, which one was it? Was it Sandy Hook? What?
No, it was the one in Florida.
Oh, Parkland.
Yeah.
His daughter, and he had an A+ rating from the NRA. His daughter came to him and was like, "You can't, do this anymore." And that was kind of the start of him becoming more progressive. He gave back all the money. He now has an F rating for the NRA. He even said, like, in his speech tonight, like, "I own a gun, but like, I am for reasonable and sensible gun control."
Yeah.
And
I mean, he's like an actual hunter.
Right. And he also said in his speech, he did the same thing that we always say. He's like, "I believe in the Second Amendment. I believe that you have a right to own a gun, but I also believe that your right to own a gun shouldn't infringe on our children's rights to go to school and not get shot." So he like actually did that talking point tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's great, and it's very smart and it's very needed and whatever. That's I'm fine with it. I just like, personally like. I think we should really. I think we should rethink the whole Second Amendment, but we really just need to win this election first.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, exactly. But also
my personal beliefs.
What he reminds me of?
Just say.
Yeah.
You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of like the high school principal who, like the happy warrior guy who like gets everybody like on the school board or PTA in one room, and he's like, here is what we will achieve when we walk out of this room. Y'all figure out how to get there, and you're not leaving till it's done. And then he like, brings pizza in and stuff, and they pass all this shit because he's like, "I'm not taking no for an answer." Yep. Like that's kind of like the energy he reminds me of.
Yeah, that's accurate.
So there was one more thing involving him that I wanted to. Oh, yeah. So for any other of your receptive family members who might be leaning towards voting Democrat, he had a bunch of, other than the more obvious progressive stuff, which is, again, it shouldn't be progressive to feed children, but okay, that's where we are.
Yep. Apparently.
He signed the country's most comprehensive right to repair law. These laws give consumers over where and how to repair their purchases, like their property, to reduce barriers to like market entry. So essentially, it requires manufacturers to make spare parts, tools, and repair information available to consumers. So, because you know how sometimes like your garage doors.
I'm looking at you, iPhone.
Right, like you can only get, if it's not by a certified person at the Apple store, then you lose your warranty. So he made it so that you have the right to like repair it, that way. He also he signed a $100 million tax cut that simplified the tax filing system in Minnesota.
So good.
I love that shit.
Delivered a variety of rebate checks up to $1,300 to senior student workers and middle class families, lowered taxes for small businesses, and fully exempted state taxes on Social Security for more than 3/4 of seniors.
Amazing.
Wow.
I mean, it sounds like he knows how to get shit done. I love that stuff, like the right to repair stuff. That's just like shit you or I would never really think of.
Right.
But
No,
like
I
that
prefer not
actually
to fix my
makes
own thing.
no, but
I
like
don't trust myself.
like policy issues
Help me.
like that the kind of things that like you don't even really like realize that they're broken until somebody like him comes in and fixes it, and you're like, oh, that's awesome, thank you for taking care of us. Like that's
Exactly.
Right.
making things better for us. That's
Right.
that's really great.
But it's that part though. It's the like these little things that end up being big things.
Yes.
That like
Exactly.
show you that
Yes.
government can actually make your life better in like a real intangible way.
Exactly, because I think that like we are in this place where we've been lulled, and largely due to Republicans who are trying to just break the system because their philosophy is we should have small government and government doesn't work, so they're just actively trying to make it not work to prove their point. But like that sort of like has lulled so many people into just like thinking that government doesn't really work, can't really do much for you, when actually government can do a fucking shit ton for you that can really change society and make life better in like really big and tangible ways. But we just don't even think about it. We just don't even have like the imagination
gridlock for so long.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, it's because they have the culture wars, and Republicans want to break government. They hate it because they don't want to pay their taxes, and they want to break it. Like they're in there for the purpose of not working to make our lives better. Like maybe there are some of them in there, but for the most part, like anybody that like the Marjorie Taylor Greens and the Tea Party people, like they don't want to make government. They don't want to make our lives better. They want to get rich off of being in government, but they also don't give a shit about helping people because they want them to be more disillusioned with it.
Yes, exactly.
But it's also just like a cornerstone of the Republican Party back as far as you look. Small government has like always been their thing.
Yeah.
Unless if it's being in the doctor's office with you or
except when it suits them.
Right.
Yeah.
Culture wars aside.
Right.
Yes. Which all they have is culture wars now.
Yeah. Exactly.
But
if we could make things so much better for so many people.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I hope that they get in, and they do. Truly. So, yeah. Super excited. Twitter had this thing today where they were, like hypothetically like describing him. So, for example, Tim Walz 1,000% stands at his doorstep when it's raining and says, "We needed this." Or Tim Walz 1,000% says asks his kids if they were born in a barn when they leave the door open. Tim Walz is the person that when you ask him how he's doing, he says, "Living the dream."
Just another day in paradise.
Exactly. Another one. He's definitely you getting a haircut? Well, why don't you splurge a little and get them all cut? When Walz has to run back inside to grab his keys, he definitely says, "Wouldn't have made it far without those." And finally, Tim Walz says, "Who let you in here?" when he sees his friend at Chili's. There's a bunch of them. It was a really fun party, but yeah.
Accurate.
Yeah,
I just have to say though, and I mean, this has already been said, so this is not like a novel concept, but just the difference in tenor and message of the two parties, and you have like such negativity and America sucks and blah 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 on the one side, and then such like joyfulness, laughter, positivity, like looking to the future on the other side. It's just like it's such a stark contrast.
Truly, why is this so hard? Why is this so hard? You really stop and like think about it in just really simple terms, and you're just like, this should not even be a fair fight. Like,
no,
this should not be close. Like it is just so stark.
People, they just don't live in reality. There was there wasn't like one of those interviews that like the Daily Show does or whoever it was, and they were talking to Trump people outside of a rally, and there were three of them. They were older, and they were all swore to God like on that Democrats are for babies being killed up to like an hour after they're born. And like, yeah, they made it a law in California last year. And
No,
the
they
guy interviewed was like,
didn't.
no, they didn't. And they're all like, yes, they did. Yes, they did. You can
No,
check it. They did.
didn't.
Yeah,
you
you're
can
watching
check
the
it.
wrong news. You're
Yeah.
watching the wrong information. You're not seeing what I'm seeing.
And then finally the person doing the interview was like, may I ask you where you heard that? And the guy, one of the two women that are there, just look at the man, and he's like, you know what? I read it in so many different places. I couldn't even tell you which one it was. It was everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
so that's what you're up against with, like, people are fucking crazy because they don't live in reality.
No,
because I don't know. It's so disheartening.
it is.
Yeah, it is very disheartening. But I'm just gonna say, like, people on the right, come over to our side. It will help your blood pressure.
Yes, it doesn't mean that you're a
Good
Democrat.
for your,
It just
good
means
for your health.
Right. It does, and you don't have to say that you're not. If you vote for them this time, it doesn't mean you're a Democrat. It means that you're tired of being angry all of the time.
Yeah. There's a better way to live.
There's a better way to live.
Yeah.
Also, remember Tim Walz. You guys know the LGBTQ story,
Yes,
right?
love
That's
it.
wonderful.
He's so well rounded.
So Amanda, in like 1999, this kid who was like one of the only out gay kids in the school approached him and said he wanted to start like an LGBTQ alliance club in the school. And
I believe
Tim
it was called
Walz,
the Gay Straight Alliance back in our day.
Yes, we had one. We had one. Of those. We had one of those.
So it was like the Gay Straight Alliance, and Tim Walz was trying to help him get. He's decided, you know what? I'm the football coach. It will be a bigger statement if I'm also the faculty advisor for this club, which is because he's like, that's the message it would send, is that you can like football and still be a part of the Gay Straight Alliance, which is awesome.
Yep.
That is really cool. I had not heard that story. I love that.
Wonderful.
Yeah. It's really cool. Okay. Yes. I don't know if they the only other thing I heard that I thought was fun was the Swifties were there giving out Harris Waltz friendship bracelets.
Nice.
Fun.
Yes. Apparently the Swifties, even though Mother Taylor hasn't come out and endorsed yet, really the Swifties are like activated. They've set up things to help register people to vote at the different, like when she comes back to the US at different cities there.
Oh,
good.
Yeah, cool. Like apparently they're like into it. Like they're ready to go. So
okay. Because speaking of white women needing to actually like pull our weight this time, Taylor Swift, looking at you.
It's time. It's time.
Looking at you.
Time.
Well, she did do it in 2020. She did the cookies for Biden Harris, and she let them use her song for my favorite campaign ad of all time, which the Only the Young or whatever it's called. Like I watch that still sometimes when I need like a pick me up. It's so good. So we think she'll come through, but I don't know what's taking so long.
Exactly. We're less than 100 days out. Like, come on, just get on it.
But maybe she waits and she like does it as we get closer, so her fans like go out and vote like that day or whatever. Like, you never know.
Maybe, but like
we'll see.
Maximize impact. Like
that's what I say.
Time is of the essence.
So this is the last time we're recording in this month. We have a lot of scheduling conflicts coming up. So let's make a prediction here. By the time we record next on September 3rd, will Taylor Swift have endorsed or not?
I just really hope so. So I'll say yes. I'm going to put it out there, speak it into being.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. Let's go with that.
All right. For argument's sake, I'll take the other side that she won't have done it yet. But yeah, we'll keep the thumbs up positivity. Yes. So here we are. 3 gals excited about the future for once, tentatively.
It's pretty nice.
Amanda, you had your anniversary yesterday. Happy anniversary.
I did.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you.
Yay. Did you do anything for it?
No. We did. We ran out to brunch real quick in between. I had just like a stupid amount of work meetings. So we couldn't do breakfast because I had meetings, and we couldn't do lunch because I had meetings straight through. So I was like, I can give you from 11 to 12. So that's what we did. We went to our favorite like coffee shop down the block, and it was nice.
Good, nice. Are you going to do anything for it? Like, will you do something in the future, like a weekend away or something?
No, I don't think we will.
Cool. All right.
You know.
Awesome. Shandy and I are just over here trying to batten down for a tropical storm.
Oh my god. Is this Debbie?
Debbie.
Yes. Debbie.
It's coming in slowly.
Coming in. Yes. A lot of bands of rain have started already. But I think we're supposed to get the brunt of it like Friday, right?
I think so.
Thursday, Friday.
Okay, so you've got some days. I keep forgetting it's Tuesday. I've been thinking it was Wednesday, like all week, all day,
Same, actually.
all week. I literally said all week because Monday felt like 4 days.
Yeah, sorry. I kind of keep thinking that it's Wednesday too, and I'm not sure why. Yeah, they drained part of the lake today in preparation for the rain.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Yeah, they've done this before when big storms are expected, like hurricanes or tropical storms. I haven't seen it yet, even though I've passed it twice since they did, but I just forgot to look at the giant lake that I have to go past every day. But they posted pictures of it on Facebook to be like, all right, it's down, we're ready. I'm like, yay, cookies. Everybody does this because they want golf claps for being helpful.
But I mean, arguably it is helpful. So
true. It is very helpful.
Take your flowers if you feel you need
Exactly. Exactly.
For doing just what should be done.
Yeah. Anything else for right now before we move on?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay. So in honor of Amanda's wedding, I had found this BuzzFeed thing, and it was worst shocking things seen at weddings. So I thought, you know what?
I love this.
Maybe
we'll take pleasure at this. Whatever this means. Okay. The first wedding I ever attended as an adult was last year. I was a +1 to a friend from high school's friend who was marrying her high school boyfriend. For context, I literally didn't know anyone there. I was just a date for a friend who needed one. Ceremony went well. It was a lovely wedding. Fast forward to the reception at this big estate type house with a lovely garden and pool. The mother of the groom got absolutely drunk and was becoming increasingly intense as the night went on. It came around time to cut the cake, and the mother of the groom was nowhere to be seen. At the same time this is happening, we all hear yelling from outside, walked out the doors, and lo and behold, she was fully naked in the pool, borderline drowning. Her husband had to jump in to get her out while we all averted our eyes. It was most certainly a very eventful wedding.
Oh my god, I want to know what caused her to
get in
think
the pool?
That was a good idea. Yeah, like
alcohol.
Okay, but
yeah.
Also, why was she drinking so much? Like what? Yeah, I feel like I just have follow-up questions.
This next one also involves alcohol, which I feel like there's going to be a theme here.
I mean,
it's a wedding. I saw a woman, the best friend of the groom, get drunk and loudly confess to her being in love with the groom. The new wife even said, "I fucking knew it, you bitch." The friend was escorted out. Everything went as planned. The new wife looked smug. You could literally see that bitch is finally getting cut out running through her head.
Okay, but then why were they friends? That's
She wasn't friends. The best friend of the groom.
Ah, the best friend of the groom. Oh,
yeah.
The woman was the best friend of the groom.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Yes, now the smugness makes sense too.
Yes. Oh, it's so messy.
Yeah. My cousin's wife's brother got super high and drunk at her wedding reception. He got upset about something and then decided he was going to drive home. His dad said, absolutely not, and took his keys away from him. They ended up getting into a fist fight that made its way out into the parking lot where the bride's brother punched a window out.
Oh my God.
Still better than him driving home.
Seriously?
Yes. The groom then jumped in to tackle him. There was blood everywhere. They called the cops, and the bride's mother was bawling. The bride's brother ended up getting arrested, and the bridesmaids used their little Tide-to-go pens to try to get the blood out of the groomsmen's suits.
Oh my God.
No.
This is army of bridesmaids.
No.
Bill's got it.
Yeah, so the groomsmen tackled him. So, oh my God, it's so ridiculous. Okay. My significant other told me about a wedding she attended before we met. It was a typical Finnish summer wedding. There was a band, a lot of people, and a lot of booze. The venue had a cloakroom with that low desk at the front. People left their drinks on that desk to go dancing. Children were attending too. A 7-year-old boy had drank all the drinks from that desk and passed out.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
that's awful. He was vomiting and completely unresponsive when the ambulance arrived. He spent the night in the hospital. Child Protective Services got involved.
Oh
A
my
12-year-old
God.
girl had noticed his state and informed some adults who then took the necessary actions. So,
Oh my God.
12-year-old girl for the win.
Yes.
yes, that is awful. Let's see. Do one or two more. That one was a downer, but
Yeah.
I know that there's some more upper ones in here. Oh, okay. Yeah, this one's scandalous. At a relative's wedding, the groom's ex showed up and revealed he had a son that the new bride knew nothing about. The child was conceived while the groom was in a relationship with the bride. The bride did know about the daughter he had fathered while they were on a break with a different woman and thought that was the last of his infidelity. But it turns out his other ex was also still his side piece. There was no question that the boy was actually his son either. He looked just like his dad. They did still get married. The flower girl got to meet her new brother from another mother, and they're still married a decade later. She complains that she thinks he still cheats on her, parentheses, he does.
Yeah, seriously.
It was a scene straight out of a bad rom-com.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yikes.
God. Oh my God.
Yeah. Then let's see. There's 3 more. So let me pick the best one out of these. Oh yes. No wait. Okay. Hold on. I used to have a friend who owned a small hotel which operated primarily as a wedding venue. They lived in one of the hotel rooms, so all of the events taking place in the courtyard directly outside their door could be heard very clearly. We were hanging out one night during a wedding listening to the speeches. So they weren't at the wedding. They were listening to the speeches of the friend who owned the hotel. The most notable speech was the best man speech. He told the story of having a threesome with both the bride and the groom at Burning Man.
What?
And
Why? Why would you do that? Why would you share that information?
and heavily alluded to still being in love with the groom. There were a lot of older relatives in attendance. The place went silent and the wedding ended about 2 hours early.
Oh my God. Now we know why he was the best man.
But cha.
Damn.
Oh my God, I know, so funny. Was there any other ones of these? This one's so bad. Okay. As the bride walked down the aisle, the organ player hit every note wrong. My friend told me this is the only thing you'll remember about this wedding. That was until the bride's father, who was marrying the couple, introduced the newlyweds as his new son-in-law and slightly used daughter. You could have heard
What?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
And then finally, I had a boss who was engaged for close to 2 years as she planned this ridiculously elaborate wedding. Everything about the wedding was probably the most expensive option available and required very sizable deposits. The week of the wedding, the soon-to-be groom notified her uncle that he had never actually divorced his ex-wife and would not be going through with the wedding. 2 years of effort and at least $50,000 spent, all for nothing.
Oh my God.
So $50,000 just in deposits, right?
I would imagine so. But it was the week before the wedding that so that's like final shit is done by then, right? Final payments.
So I wonder how old this story is, because I feel like the average wedding is like so stupidly expensive. Like it's more expensive than like $50,000.
Yeah. So then,
an expensive wedding can run you up like $100,000. Like
this is why I mean, people at the end of the day should do whatever they want, but the marriage industrial complex I think is just so fucking stupid and ridiculous.
Yes.
That like you can have a fun party and hang out with your friends and celebrate your love without spending a down payment on a house. I mean, it is possible. But hey,
although
everyone does what they want to do.
I will say, as someone who opted for like a backyard wedding that like we thought would be saving us a lot of money, we still spent a lot of money.
Yeah.
That some things it is just unavoidable if you want to throw like a good party. Apparently,
it really depends. Like,
apparently.
I mean, my wedding was super fucking cheap, but also like I was 22 and did not have money, so it had to be. So I know it's possible.
Yeah,
and it was
like,
the most fun wedding I've ever been to.
Yeah, it was also 18 years ago too.
Yeah,
I mean, it was also just in France.
Yeah, well, that as well. It's a little bit different.
Give them some
regionally, like certain things just cost what they cost. It's just like, okay, if I want to have that thing, I just okay.
Yeah, I think that and again, like give France some time to catch up, and they'll be Americanized too. But like, I feel like it's a particularly American thing to like have to do all of the sort of like, try not to sound disrespectful, but like there are various cliche things that we like to include in our weddings. You know, and like it's like sort of formulaic, and we have to like follow all the things and do all the things and like do things up big. And you know, it's the same thing with like these destination, like, you know, bachelor parties, etc. It's just like everything has to be bigger and bigger and bigger. It's probably, you know, coinciding with Instagram and stuff too. But anyway, it's just not quite. The rest of the world isn't necessarily, obviously depending on country, but yeah, it's just something that like I see in the US more than I see in France. Again, give them some time. They'll be Americanized. They'll be doing crazy shit too.
Yeah.
Yes. But I will say, like just general things like renting a tent. Tents are expensive.
Yeah.
But like you gotta have, if you're gonna have a party outside, you gotta have shade for people, wedding or not. You gotta have forks and plates for people.
Yeah.
It's like you just, you know. Things
I also sometimes
cost.
And I feel like a lot of things like sometimes do cost just more here.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Like food, like groceries cost more. Just like shit costs more. I don't know why.
I mean, to rent a dance floor was shockingly expensive, but like you also can't not have a dance floor.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could, but like then you're gonna wreck this nice people's grass. And it's like, well, I don't want to wreck these nice people's grass.
Right. Right.
You gotta have dancing.
You do have to have dancing.
You gotta have dancing. So there you go, dance floor. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
Why does this cost so much money?
Yeah. I think my favorite out of all of those was the groomsman, the best man threesome speech.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
Although picturing the fight with the drunken high brother and all the groomsmen. So sounds like ridiculous to witness.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we've got feedback. Yay!
Hooray!
Huzzah!
Okay. We are back. We're ready to get into the feedback. The first bit of feedback we have is from Maggie. She said, I like that you are optimistic that we will know the winner of the presidency on election night. I don't think we will unless it's a landslide. I feel like it's going to be a long process again. Still stand by my prediction.
I hope your prediction is right, and I hope that it goes the way that we want. But yeah, I think I wouldn't necessarily be surprised either way, I guess.
Yeah.
Like in terms of finding out, do we find out night of election or do we find out later?
I think we do.
I mean, just the idea of getting a good night's sleep that night sounds really great.
Yeah.
So I'm for that. I'm for that.
That was truly a crazy week.
Oh, remember the joy scrolling though? That was kind of like today, except everybody kept saying it was hope scrolling, which I thought was sweet. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I stand by my prediction, but I guess we'll find out.
Sure will.
Randy said, so have any of you New Yorkers ever ditched or found a bear carcass in Central Park? We didn't even talk about that. Amanda, do you remember that story? When it happened?
I actually don't. And like, it seems like it's such a hyper specific thing. Like, I don't know how, I mean, I guess just the walloping of the 24-hour news cycle for how many years now, just certain things slip
and it
out.
was,
but yeah, I do not remember this story.
Yes. It was October 2014. It sounded familiar to me, but I don't know if I'm conflating it with a different thing with like a dead bear or whatever.
With another dead bear found in a random place.
So I'm sure everybody by now knows this is the story about
fucking weirdo. Speaking of weird, like it's just straight up psychopath.
Psychopath RFK Jr. admitting to get ahead of a New Yorker story, admitting to Roseanne Barr on camera about how he was going falconing with his rich friends upstate, and then they like hit a bear on the Taconic Parkway or something, like a bear cub. They
found the bear. Like, did they find?
I think they hit it because or it had been hit. Maybe they found it and it had been hit. It's been a whole day and a half.
There was the bear, and they pulled over and investigated.
And then they put it in his trunk because he wanted to eat the meat.
Which, to be fair, like I am from Montana, like there's a law that you can recuperate roadkill and eat it if you so wish. But I don't know, man. This is just feels like very nefarious. Also, and it's not just a bear; it's a bear cub.
It's also like Westchester, New York area, so it's not like it's the middle of Montana. So all the more random. Where are there bears up there? Harriman State Park is the only place I can think of that has bears, but I don't even know.
I have no idea. I mean, also, like, I'm just terrified of driving on the Taconic, like, just full stop. It's a scary road. Now that I know you could, like, hit a bear.
I don't know.
Now I'm definitely never going.
I don't know if it was a Taconic or not,
but I feel like that's like the
I mean, it's the most wooded road there. Yes.
Right. And I feel like that's what like the Pod Save America people were saying. So I feel like the Taconic is now in my head. Not like I needed another reason not to be on that road. But
I used to drive the Taconic every time I went to and from Marist.
Yeah. It's terrifying. It's a terrifying road.
Yeah. It does get very harrowing at points, especially in the dark. Anyway, so yes, then I guess they went to like dinner in the city, and then he had to go to the airport, and he realized that he couldn't keep the bear in the trunk or something. They decided to go. They thought it'd be funny to go to Central Park and make it look like an accident, like with a bike.
Like,
and
funny for whom?
Right?
It's so fucking random. Like, is this what rich people do for jokes, for fun?
Yeah,
I'm just so sad with the bear cub. I know. Even if it wasn't them that hit the bear cub, I'm just really like that's the part that gets me the most. I'm like very fixated on that. So sad.
It's just very cruel. And like, isn't he like an environmental lawyer by trade? Like, you think he would be like concerned for like wildlife?
Yeah. And again, if they weren't the ones that hit it, and he wanted to fucking eat bear meat, then in a way he is being a conservationist in the sense that, like, well, you know, although I suppose some other wildlife may have eaten it. It's just fucking weird. Yeah.
But like, also to put it then in your car and like go to dinner, like, that's a long time.
Right.
Like, I mean, I don't really eat meat, so I don't really know what you're supposed to do with it, but I'm fairly certain that like just leaving it in the hot trunk of your car is like not good if you're then gonna eat it.
Oh, also, like, they should have dropped it off at like a butcher's or something. Like, because when my dad goes hunting in the Catskills or wherever he goes hunting in upstate New York, like, they put the deer, if they get it, they put it on the top of the car, and then they like drop it off at like the person that takes care of making the meat. Like, it's, you know, it's a gross process, but you know, it's not the trunk. So
yeah,
I don't know. Anyway. The answer, Randy, is no. I have never.
Oh my god!
Not that I am aware of.
Not that I'm aware of. Yeah. Also crazy. Shandy, have you ever driven past a dead bear in general? Probably not.
I've never driven past a bear. The closest thing ever. I've driven past live bears. Yes. I did see a bear carcass in somebody's, like, the bed of their pickup before. In Montana, because you can get licenses to, you know, hunt. There's like so many, you know, bears, whatever, that obviously not grizzlies, but like you can hunt, which seems weird to me. But again, then it's like, okay, if I'm okay with somebody hunting a deer, then why am I not whatever? That's a larger question. But anyway, so the person person had clearly probably legally hunted a bear, and I saw a dead carcass in there in the bed of their truck. Yeah, and that was kind of weird.
Gross.
But it was and gross, but it's sad. But it was I feel more appropriate in terms of setting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And an actual hunter who was gonna go do the things.
Right.
Right.
Yes. Fair enough. I agree with you. Okay, there we go. Cool. All right, next up we have an email from Kate.
All right, Kate writes in a quick hello. Kate says, "Hi, ladies. Just wanted to say thank you for the birthday shout out the other day on the podcast. I feel badly I haven't written in a long time, but life has been so busy. Shamandaline and Shamandalino keep me busy, and I was not prepared for how busy little toddler boys are. At 16 months, he is a wild thing, and kudos to Colleen for getting through it twice. But rest assured, I am still faithfully listening in every week and loving it."
Yay!
Aww.
Kate continues, "I was thinking about your previous episode and the coincidences that led to long-term relationships because I had one of those that led to a friendship. When I was a freshman in college, I was at orientation and had to fill out some paperwork. All the tables in the student union were completely full, so I figured I'd ask someone to sit with them. A kind-looking girl was at one of them, so I figured I'd try with her. We got to talking and eventually ended up on where we were from, which was Buffalo. We talked about what schools we went to since we were from the same area, and she went to a school that a friend of mine had switched districts and entered. She ended up knowing the friend, and somehow we realized that that friend had a slumber party in 6th grade, and we were both there, and we actually remembered each other.
Oh my God. That's so cool.
Wow.
We became fast friends after that, and to this day, we are still very close, and I was a bridesmaid in her wedding. Funny how life works out. Anyway, I just wanted to check in and say you're still killing it on the pod. Thanks for all you do, and go Kamala." Kate.
Woo!
Oh my gosh, that email just brightened my mood. That was
Totally.
wonderful. I love that story. I love that story.
Me too. Yeah. Thank you, Kate. We are so here for those stories. That's really great.
Keep it up. Keep it coming.
Yes, please.
Anybody else that has more? And then finally, we have an email from Mandy.
Mandy.
Feedback! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Hello, broads. Dentist stuff. Recently, I went to have a crown replaced and ended up having to have the tooth extracted. Oof. Ouch.
Ooh.
Now I'm deciding if I want an implant. It's the very back tooth, which could mean I need a sinus lift prior. I don't even know what that is. It sounds terrible. A sinus lift prior to which sounds painful. Yeah. Not sure what, if any, insurance covers. LOL. Because this is America.
It'll just be a fun surprise afterwards.
Right. Fun surprise. It'll be just like
but if it's at the very back,
roulette.
My friend, she had the same thing. She ended up having it extracted, and she's deciding whether or not to go back. But she's like, at this point, it's been like 3 months, and I just haven't called back. And it's not because it was the very back. It's not impacting her eating or anything. So she's like, I don't know. I might get around to it when I get around to it. Yeah. I can still chew. And
it's like, even if you smile, like nobody sees the very back tooth.
Nope. Exactly.
We all just assume that you have one.
Yep. Yeah. And plus you can't really feel the hole because who's all the way back there in their mouth? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Matt's going to have a field day with that.
You know, your mouth, your teeth, your choice.
Oh my God. Alex. Oh my God. He was cranky earlier and he wanted to eat something for dessert. And I was like, your only option is a banana. You can have a banana. He's like, I don't want a banana. And I was like, well, if you're hungry, you'll eat the banana. He's like, my mouth, my permission. I was like, where did you pull that out of?
It's like, well, yes, because I'm not going to force feed you the banana.
But it's a yes or no banana.
But it's a yes or no banana. Like
yes or no banana.
Your
exactly.
choice. Your choice is to take it or leave it.
Yes. Yep. You can make it, and I will respect it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. So my mouth, my permission. I might just start saying that now to people randomly.
Love it.
I think you should. I think you should. All right. Next point in Mandy's email. Olympics. Mac turned 16 today. Exclamation point, exclamation point. Yay, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And 16 years ago on 080808, that is epic. We brought her home on the day of opening ceremonies. She was a terrible baby and didn't know what sleep was. Oh, so for over 2 weeks, it felt like I was up 24/7 with her and really got into the Olympics. Well, silver lining. I love the random events like rowing, trampoline, synchronized swimming. Yes, girl. Fencing, and of course, indoor volleyball. That makes sense. Every 2 years, I get so much enjoyment out of watching her love for the Olympics grow and getting to share these 2 weeks of craziness sports.
Oh,
yeah. I agree. I love it. Yeah. Olympics.
It's been great.
Yeah. Oh, I've been so into it this year. It's been wonderful.
Same.
You know, if you take 080808 and turn it on the side, you can make the Olympics logo and then some.
Oh.
Just saying.
Okay.
Lots of rings, right?
That's lots of rings. Yeah. They're like, they'd be like all different sizes, but you could do it.
Right. Maybe get rid of the O's, just take the 8s, combine a few.
Yeah.
You got your...
Carry the 1 and it'd be great. Okay. Last bullet point.
Yeah,
last episode. Last episode. We're getting there. We're landing the plane. Last episode. Mac and I went to pick up Maddie from her first real party. Oh my goodness. On the way, I was listening to the last episode and didn't think Mac was paying attention. Near the end, she said, "Dolphin porn and monkey testicles. What the hell are you listening to?" When I told her Colleen was talking about Vance, she said he's weird, and that was all that needed to be said.
Say less.
Again, love it. Love it. Mandy. Fantastic. I love the formatting of this email. I think if more people want to just like write in with little buckets of information, I'm here for it. Loved it. No notes.
Yes.
Thanks, Mandy.
Thank you. Okay, I think that's it for us for right now. We're gonna try to do a very quick second show after this, so you've got something else on your feed, and we will get to the Master She Says and whatever other feedback we didn't get to then. So stay tuned for that. What do I say here? Oh, if you have any feedback, the broadcasters3@gmail.com or give us a call 331-276-2373. Thank you to the patrons, especially the ones that contribute to a certain level, and that would be Eckhart Rigner, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with a Plan, and Ed the Creepy Poopy Head Mailman. Thanks, guys, so much. We'll be hearing, well, whatever. Goodbye. My name is Colleen.
My name is Amanda.
And I'm Shandy.
Peace out, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.